All right, so I wanted to do another beach clean adventure expedition, but it's been difficult what with the pandemic going on and all. A lot of beaches closed, a lot of parks closed for good reason. So haven't been able to get out much recently, but uh, with the weather too, crazy springtime weather, um, always dictates whether or not you can get out beach cleaning. But I think today we're going to be able to do a clean that I like to do a couple times a year where I live, because it's an area that a lot of people go to, but not as many people clean at as maybe they should. And it's at the end of a harbor near where I live, sort of by the mouth of the harbor. A lot of plastic waste and beach trash sort of congregates there, and there's a lot of brush, a lot of brambles that you'll see where stuff gets snagged and sort of, you know, tangled within the marine environments there. So I've been wanting to do a clean there all spring, but again, like I said, because of the pandemic, it's been not so easy to do. So I'm going to try to do it today, but I wanted to just briefly show you a few items, particularly for now during beach cleaning during a pandemic, that you sort of want to make sure that you have with you, because one of the things that I have to do for this beach clean, because I don't think that there will be parking. Again, I believe this beach is open to the public because it's like a county park or something, and not all of those have been closed, at least that I've seen lately. So you have to check this all beforehand, because especially now you might wind up going somewhere and then all of a sudden it's like there are beaches around here where there are signs up that say beach closed, no trespassing, all that, you know, stuff. So you sort of really need to do your research beforehand, and then you need to kind of prepare accordingly, because uh, I think because other beaches are closed, there's going to be very limited parking there. So I'm not even going to try to park there for that reason, because again, one of the other beaches I found that was open the other day, it wasn't even close to parking, and that was during the week, and people there was somebody giving out tickets to people who were parked illegally there. Um, so if you want to pay a $75 ticket, or are willing to, then yeah, that's an option. But for me, not so much. So, as such, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna hike it, and luckily, I am a big fan of hiking, so it's all good for me. And the weather, again, there's so much that goes into determining whether or not you can do an effective beach clean by just little things in the weather. Slight changes in temperature, especially the wind, and it hasn't been really on our side this spring so far, but finally, I think it's like low 60s today. The wind is like less than 10 miles per hour, which is kind of ideal golden age era beach clean weather. Not too warm, because you will get hot moving around out in the sun, especially if there's no overcast. So 60 degrees actually gets really warm really quickly. And if it were hotter, it would, even 70 would start to feel hot when you're out there after a bit. So, um, yeah, the wind too is a big factor, and it's actually been getting windier. I found an article online recently that confirmed my suspicions that, yeah, the world's actually getting windier, which sounds like a tinfoil hat conspiracy when I just even now say it out loud. But I actually looked it up, and it's true. The world is getting windier for whatever reason. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about, but it makes it harder to beach clean. The wind is probably the biggest factor that hurts with that. But anyways, I just wanted to show you quickly before I set out a couple of the items that I am bringing, because I am hiking there, and it's about 2.5 miles. It's not a short hike. Um, so people probably are going to think I'm pretty crazy for doing that. But again, if you are a hiker, I mean, 2.5 miles isn't the end of the world. And I was probably going to do that much walking anyway. So as such, though, I mean, even, somebody like me who likes hiking, I try not to bring more than I absolutely have to carry, because, after a couple miles, even an extra pound or two on your back really adds up, in terms of, just your general energy, and, it tires you out really fast. So the first thing I say to do is, if you're going to, do a lot of walking when you beach clean, to get there or while you're there, first thing you want to do is clean out your bag. And I just have an old backpack that I use like this. Empty it out totally, because, I can't tell you how many times when I first started using a bag like that, I would clean for a couple hours, and then by the end of it, I would, uh, I would come home and realize, like, oh, I had like all this extra crap inside that I really didn't need, and it was just extra weight. So I always clean it out, and then I just bring whatever essentials I need for that time of year and those specific weather conditions. So you're not going to need the same clothing and gears and that sort of stuff that you need in the winter as maybe you need in the summer, right? You can get away in the winter sometimes in many places without sunscreen, especially if it's overcast, but not so much in the summer or this time of year even. So yeah, you want to assess on a case-by-case basis what you need. So for a springtime pandemic clean, there are a couple of things. First of which are bring your gloves. You don't want to be touching stuff. Where I'm going to go clean, it's pretty it's pretty not that well traversed. So I think most of the trash I'm going to find there is older trash that's been there for a while. And as such, viruses don't stay on surfaces that long, hopefully. Again, don't take any of my word for it. I defer all of that health and safety information to the experts and CDC people and all that sort of stuff. So always check with them. But, you got to be careful. So a lot of people use rubber gloves or plastic gloves. I use these, cloth gloves that I can wash after. But you want layers of precaution like that. So I have my gloves. I have Purell actually in the other room I'm going to bring, just not on me. I also have disinfectant wipes that I bring. Again, you can see how this stuff will start to add up in weight pretty quickly. I usually use these eco-friendly bags. They're made in part from a biodegradable plastic. They're like vegetable plastic. So I usually like these, but if I'm going on a hike for a long beach clean, these are a bit smaller. So I'm probably going to, break my normal rule of only using fancy biodegradable bags and bring some more traditional hefty bags, which are bigger, they're stronger. Last thing you want is to do all this cleaning and then the bag breaks on you, right? That's no good. So I'm going to bring a couple of these, one for recycling, one for trash. And I have a great suspicion that they will fill up very quickly. I could probably bring more, but again, I'm hiking quite a long way, so I don't want to bring more than I have to. Extra water, and this actually probably adds up the most weight, so I have a couple of these that I'm going to bring. Again, last thing you want to do is, go out on a beach hike, you hike a couple miles, and then you realize, well, you got to go back, and now you've drank all your water, right? So keep that in mind. Always bring a little more water than you might think, but again, you don't want to bring too much either, because it is a lot of weight. So you kind of, you learn over time, and that's why you don't want to dive in with like a super crazy heavy beach clean initially. You kind of want to work your way up and see, what are your limits, and you can sort of push from there, right? So little things like that. Again, it's like 2.5 miles there. The more I plan this out, the crazier it sounds. So it will be 2.5 miles back, and then when I'm on the beach, all that cleaning. Again, it's a small area, but it adds up in terms of physical activity. So I bring a little snack, something just to fill your stomach, because you'll, especially moving around out there, get tired pretty quick. And of course, a friend of mine sent me this, a beach clean mask, face mask, so we have that. Yeah, which looks good. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, even the town I live in, I just went to my car to grab some of this, and people walking around everywhere without masks, which, as far as I know, is against the law right now. So obviously many people are, taking everything seriously and, being safe and cautious and following the rules. But I already saw one group, I had to go across to the other side of the road because there was like 10 of them and none of them had masks. And I don't know what that was about, but I'm going to have mine, so I should be good. Yeah, so I'm actually going to get going now because it's already noon, and I just realized it will take like an hour at least to get there, probably an hour back, and then probably spend at least an hour there cleaning. So luckily for anybody watching, you get a very quick montage to take you through this. I'm kind of jealous in some ways, but we'll get there together. Oh, and one last thing, I always bring my headphones, listen to an audiobook, some music. Again, an hour is a long time, right? Just to get there. So yeah, let's head out. It's beautiful weather. I'm very excited for this, and I'll see you guys over there. Well, that was a walk. Now, you may be wondering why I've come all the way over here from over there. And there's plenty of stuff to clean along the way, but that's exactly the point. Coming around the cove over here, a lot more people, actually a lot fewer people come out to this part of the park, so I can always get that stuff on a, windier day, just a lazier day. So, coming out here a little bit farther into the park, a little bit farther into the cove, you can get stuff that, nobody else is gonna get, so, and we'll find plenty. I mean, I could have filled up my 2 bags on the way over, but I'm sure it won't take long over here, so let's see what we got. Well, the good news is the same as the bad news, which is I've already gotten a lot of trash just going inland on this cove here, so I'm gonna have to bring it back, which, like I said earlier, is why I don't pick up on the way in towards places that have less people or fewer people cleaning it. So I'm gonna start to head back that way, because I think I'll, on the way back, be able to fill these up quite full. As you can see, absolutely beautiful day to be out beach cleaning. Yeah, I'm speechless. So let's go finish up here, see what else we can find. So the hard part is usually the beach cleaning, but today it's walking back uphill 2 miles with 20 pounds of trash. So wish me luck. Whew. All right, well, I think I made it back from the beach clean, and just stopping up by my car, I figured I'd just wrap up here my final thoughts, because I have to drop off my bag anyway. So really good beach clean, beautiful day. I mean, the weather makes such a difference. Almost one of the more perfect beach clean days I can remember in a long time. Almost no wind. A little bit of overcast when it started to get warm again. Even, like, I don't know, maybe it's a little warmer than they said. It feels like it's close to 70 degrees, which is plenty warm once you're moving around out there for a beach clean. So, yeah, I think it was a good haul. I think next time I'm going to drive down there maybe a little bit earlier, try to do a morning beach clean, because that 2 mile each way walk, I think it's about 2 miles, maybe a little more. I love hiking, but especially with 20 pounds of trash with you, it adds up real quick. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to show you today, is just a little bit of, just some advice and tips, about how to beach clean in these very strange times. And again, it all comes down to just preparation, just having the right gear, making sure that, you have things like this, like a mask, you have the gloves, disinfectant, and yeah, I'll link some other guidelines maybe in the description so that you can see that, because I can understand everybody's getting frustrated wanting to get out and exercise and that sort of thing, but you still have to be careful with it. And I was amazed, honestly. I was one of the very few people walking around on the beach, with a mask, and with high tide, there's not a whole lot of space. So it's kind of weird to see people, kind of being very casual, but not me. And again, that's not because I think I'm better or smarter than anyone. I'm just more paranoid, perhaps, because I don't know. I just normally play it safe when I beach clean, anyways. With this type of stuff. So it's not really much of a difference to me. Yeah. So hopefully the weather's getting nicer. Hopefully more beaches open up soon, and I'll have more videos of different beach clean adventures in different spots and different locations. And that's really what I wanted to leave you with. That things are tough, I know, for everybody, but as you can, there's little things that you can do, and beach cleaning is one of them. And that's something I always say, is that I'm under no illusion that beach cleaning is the solution to a lot of the issues that we have with, marine coastal plastic pollution and that sort of thing. But it is a little something, right? It is a little something that you can do for your local community, local habitats. That's something I like to talk a lot about. With students. I have a lot of marine biology students who are interested in this sort of stuff. And I say to the nesting birds or turtles, and local other marine creatures who you're taking out, tangled strings, bottles, bags that get tangled, and all that sort of stuff. Some of it you can recycle, which is great, but others, just removing it makes a huge difference to those local habitats. And so that's something nice for your community. And if it's beautiful weather, you want to get out anyways, why not, do something a little bit different, do something that can help a little bit. And the more people do it, the more, we slowly, one by one, add to the awareness of some of these issues. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Thanks for journeying with me on this latest beach clean adventure. Like I said, hopefully we'll have some more soon. And until then, stay safe, be well, everybody, and hopefully very soon, once things are a little less crazy, I will see you socially distanced at the beach.